Alright, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakurash, the wonders to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim wa Akwath, learning, teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, modern day Madness Prophecies, shit that's going on in the world. Let's start. Hey, we getting right to it, you know. Something always going on outside. Something always going on outside. Boy, I tell you. Let me start with this clip. Hey, you got
NBC.
You got Jake scattered everywhere. Niggas are not only in Paris, but they're also in Russia.
Did you know that Russia has their own black community? There's always this misconception that all Russians look like blondes with blue eyes. Sorry to disappoint you, but yes, we have a lot of black people as well. And this has been here for decades. The 1920s and 60s.
And it's funny because of the way she looks herself, right? She looks Asian, right? Gookish. When you know the history, right? Edom and Moab and Ammon have done a lot of mixing, right? So that's why a lot of them so-called Russians, some of them will have those very Asian features, but they're very well can be Edomites and vice versa. Can be Moabites. Nevertheless, moving on, right?
Thousands of African students came to the USSR to study for free. Medicine, engineering, art, diplomacy. Russia literally trained an entire generation of African leaders. Ask any Russian over 40. They know about the legendary Soviet singer Pierre Narcissus or the actor Gary Belfonte. Black artists have been on Russian TV since forever. Today, the Russian black community is mostly international students, athletes, musicians, second-generation kids born in Moscow and St. Petersburg, or just tourists. Yes, they speak Russian fluently. There's a black American content creator named Pouty who actually went to Russia and filmed what it's like to be in the Russian black community. He even interviewed Jock Anthony, who is the most famous Russian black rapper. He also got famous for getting a Putin tattoo. In this video, he also discusses, are Russians racist? What is the difference of people treating you as a black person in America versus in Russia? The answer may be shocking, but actually, black people on average face less racism in Russia than in America. It's also so funny, but he interviewed this Russian black lady. She's literally dressed like a Russian grandma with the thickest Russian accent. My brain just couldn't comprehend it. It is so cool to see the diversity in Russia, how welcoming Russians are. In the video, they're going into public spots, and they face absolutely no discrimination there. So the black community in Russia exists, and it's actually thriving. Follow me to learn more about.
Now, I will say this, you know, because, hey, don't get it twisted, right? Esau is Esau. You know, there's pockets of folk of Jake getting dealing with discrimination and so-called racism, right? Prejudice. Nevertheless, we do know that, as it appears, y'all, when we go to these other countries, Israelites, we get more love. These American Edomites in particular, you know, they're the number one dickheads, right? Under Amalek. Whatever tribe of Edom they are, we're going to find out exactly, right? We know the Germans is teaming. Amalek is the big noses. We're going to find out who they all are. But these American ones are dickheads. But you see here that Jake gets love in Russia, right? We went there and we were shown love. Let me make this little real quick. When you look at some of the comments, y'all, what I find interesting is that some of these Jakes were in the comments giving their testimonies, how their grandparents came in the whatever decade, right? And they're one of the descendants of such and such. Let me read. So I'm just going to go through some of the comments right here, right? This is this girl from 5 days ago says, let me get back on. It says, I speak Russian and am black. And yes, my parents were among the students back in the 60s who went and studied in Russia. Karanuska, right? Right here, another one. We out here, black American female here. I'm living in Moscow. I'm a full-time singer. My entire band is Russian. I sing American music. I hold the record as the only American to perform on their #1 channel as a participant on the Voice of Russia, right? This woman, she goes on to mention how she gets a bunch of love out there. So we see here, y'all, the Israelites would be what? Scattered abroad, as prophecy would dictate. This is who the strangers are. This is who the foreigners are. So when you go to that scriptures like this in Revelation 7, there's a reason why it says what it says, y'all. Salvation is not for all the nations. Salvation is for the Israelites scattered abroad. What it says, coming from all. Oh, you know what? Let me get that actually instead. Okay, we know. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. We know that Revelation. Let me get that real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually going to go to Isaiah 60. I know I read it recently. Isaiah 60. Yup. Ooh. Perfect. Isaiah 60. I'm gonna start at verse. I'll start at verse 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and His glory shall be seen upon thee." Right. So this world, they're in a spiritual darkness in their minds. Right. The truth is hidden from the majority of the world. It says, "And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they that gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side." Why are we coming from afar? Because we've been scattered. Hence, the Lord Yahushua, the Savior, the Messiah, is going to go out to redeem His people from the four corners of the earth, like it says in Matthew 24, right? We've been scattered among the heathen, and we will be redeemed from among the heathen, right? Although we ourselves are likened unto heathen. That is the mystery of the Gentiles. You have two sets of Gentiles: the non-Israelite Gentiles and the Israelites who became Gentiles through following the customs of the heathen. And if you don't understand that separation, then the Lord just ain't dealing with you. Like right here in verse 11, we see the word Gentiles get mentioned, right? It says, "I will bring unto the forces Gentiles." We know that this is referring to the heathen, because they own the resources of the world. All you got to do is look at the context of the scripture, man. It ain't that fucking deep. But when you're dickhead Hassad and dickhead Hakah, right? This is when the spirit ain't dealing with you. It's easy to bug out. All right. I had that clip. Did I have another one to go with it? Let me double check. If not, no. Okay, yeah, we'll shift in. Let me get. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll get this. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me get. I want to play these two clips. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do this actually.
Yeah.
Here in the Western world, y'all, Esau Edom, he's promoted a heavy culture of Israelites hating their fathers. And in the scriptures, that's wickedness, y'all. Granted, right? And regardless whether your father was in your life or not, you may or may not know him. You may have a good relationship, you may have a bad one. In this truth, y'all, honor thy father and thy mother. Kabad abaka wa amaka in the Hebrew. And it says father first for a reason, because that's who you come from, the seed. America has created this anti-man, anti-father, demonic sentiment in the spirits of people. You have to do your due diligence to counteract that in your own mind. You don't have to necessarily be buddy with your father, but you need to get that. You don't have that westernized mind on you, like this girl here. Regardless of whatever happened, y'all, right? We're under these curses. He may have left. He may have abandoned your moms, right? Moms could have drove him mad. Whatever. We know how shit go. Get out that Western mindset.
What was your dad's reaction? When you told him you made the team?
I haven't talked to him.
No?
Not yet, no. He's not a dad. He's a person, he's not a dad. Maybe by blood, but nothing else.
And you know what? Okay, I'm gonna say this, right? Let's say you're in a situation, right? You get asked this type of question. You're on the spot. You know what you say? I'm just gonna refuse to answer that question. That's how you go. You don't. Well, he wasn't Emma. You don't do that. You know what? I'm just gonna move on to the next question. That's how you deal with that. You don't go on to bash your own blood. And I'm gonna get a scripture for it. Real basic, simple scripture. I go to it a lot on this subject. All right, and I can. Man, Jake, man, we just need the Lord.
Dad watches this. Is there something that you want to tell him?
Wow, it's a hard one. Thank you for teaching me to move forward with my life, but he's my dad and I love him.
I have one regret. I wish I was a better father.
You're hurting me,
And now, you know, we know Rodman was a crazy nigga, right? We ain't justifying him. Nigga was an old freak, nasty demon. But that girl, she doing wicked, right? Speaking like, girl, you should have left that shit alone. And here it is. You see, she's a soccer player, right? And you know, she's a pretty little girl, but her mind's all fucked up, like most of them. She clearly, you know, her mother's most likely a white woman. It looks like she looks mixed, or you know, could be Northern Kingdom. I don't know who her mother is, but obviously her mama ain't no nigga woman. You know, so Rodman was getting around, getting down, right? We know how it goes. You the big famous athlete, nigga athlete. You fucking everything, breathing that gets next to you. So you may or may not have been in your children's life like how the people say you're supposed to, right? We know how the game go. Every bit of the greatness that you have comes from that nigga, little girl. You being able to kick that ball around on that soccer for the very fibers of your musculature, the blood cells flowing through you, who made you who you are in body and spirit, comes from your father. That's why you don't disrespect your father. The very here it is, this girl, here it is, her being able to do what she did. The very blood that flows through you, that gives you the ability to do that, came from him. But in this Western world, y'all, you see Esau Edom, he has purposely trained our people to have a hatred for their fathers, and it's a real sick type of deal. You know, I don't have no children, but I can imagine, you know, I know some of you brothers that have children. I know you've gone through some hell dealing with some of your offspring who you just like, why ain't this little fucker listening? Because they've been trained every day they go to school, every TV show they watch, all the media they listen to, they've been trained not to take your authority serious. And who trained them like that? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So who has to be destroyed? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Dead ass. All right, Sirach 3. I'm gonna start right at it. Sirach 3 and 10. It says, "Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee." Talking shit on your father doesn't make you better or get you cookies. All it does is bring down the household. You're better off keeping fucking silence. Real talk. You know, especially in the public display, right? Now, you know, let's say, you know, you talking to a brother about some shit going on, right? That's one thing, right? You need some advice for someone. But genuinely bad talking, your father and your lineage, y'all, we don't, that's not our culture, y'all. I'm reading the verse to you. That's Esau's crybaby faggot ass. He's the spoiled little brat, man. We come from the sea line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do you think Jacob bad talked Isaac? Do you think Isaac bad talked Abraham? Do you even think Abraham bad talked his father, Terah? Even though Terah was an idol worshiper, Abraham would have known better. That's not our culture, y'all. And now I'm getting pissed off now because this shit's, you know, that's you can see this. You can be out in public somewhere, bro. You'll see, you know, you'll see the disrespect. Now here it is. If you're not in their life, you a piece of shit. But then if you are in their life, how do you get treated? So let me get the other end of it. And this is why we just have to get out of this kingdom. That's when it'll be resolved. Over it all, it's just the curses, y'all. It's simply the curses that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai placed upon us because we sinned. We got to get the fuck up out of here.
Involved black fathers piss people off, and I know why. Go ahead and follow this page because I'm about to break something down. Black fathers like Deion Sanders, LeVar Ball, and even LeBron James are often resented by sports organizations, sports media, and also people who give endorsement deals. And here's why. They hated Deion Sanders because he was so good and they couldn't do anything about it. For LeVar Ball, they hated his pride in his sons. They saw that as arrogance instead of seeing it as support. And now LeBron James, they hate him because they believe he paved a way for Bronny that Bronny didn't deserve. But let's get beyond the personality conflicts and talk about what's really at stake here and what's really going on. People don't like black fathers being involved because they know when a black father is involved, you can't take advantage of their son or their child like you could if the black father wasn't involved. You can't give them the slave deal. You can't misrepresent them. You can't steal from them because their father has already been around that block twice. So now the real issue as to why you don't like black fathers being involved, because it takes away your power. And to that I say, for every black player who has ever been misrepresented and robbed, I love Bronny James in the NBA. I love it for him and I love it for us. For all the hate that Shedeur Sanders is getting because of his father and not because of anything that he has actually done, I love what he was able to do in playing the Raiders. You can't deny his talent. To the black fathers out there, I say, stay involved in your kids' lives, whether they play sports or if they don't, whether they're boys or they're girls, whether they came by accident or intended. You guys make a difference. Show up and be present.
And now, I'm just gonna, hey, we know these things won't get fixed until the kingdom. Right, so hey, brother, hey, if a woman is making it unlivable, we will separate for the sake of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So don't get all caught up in that sentimental stuff. But we know what the deal is, and it's scriptural. Esau Edom has helped to create a divide between the Israelite man and his children and authority over his women and children in the household on purpose, so that he can have easier control over the minds and bodies of our offspring. And we know this, and this is just a simple subversion tactic. This ain't nothing crazy deep, bro. You want to take what the scripture say? You want to take the house, you got to bind the strong man, nigga. And so Esau has set up all kinds of tools, and one of his big ones is the media. Make the man the befuddling idiot in the TV show. How to get that nigga Tyler Perry millions of dollars to make all the Medea movies, right? Demonizing the black man. All that, the Diary of an Angry Black Woman, right? Crazy shit, man. Where's the Diary of an Angry White Woman? Where that movie at? Oh, right. Sirach 30 and 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Plain and simple. When you teach his son, what are you teaching him? The ways of yourself and your people. Hence, he cannot be easily persuaded by those who want to manipulate him. Esau Edom knows this, which is why your children are required to be at school for 8 hours a day, unless you have some sort of, you go the homeschooling route or some sort of alternative schooling. One way or another, Esau knows that his best bet is to brainwash your offspring. Hence, they're more of a tool to them than they are to you in your own household. And you're essentially raising shit, man. You raising the enemy kid. Oh, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. For brothers who have offspring that deal with you decently, it's an absolute blessing. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is dealing, whether your child fully understands the truth or not. If they at least obey you to a degree, you have to acknowledge and understand it's a blessing, because there's been a full-blown 24/7 psychological operation to brainwash your offspring against you. Dead ass, B. All right, next one. Let's look at Amalek punk ass. Got their fingers involved in every fucking thing. Look at this shit.
And for us Jews, there wouldn't be Christmas the way you know it. Look at that. Because, Irving Berlin wrote White Christmas and redefined Christmas music. Until then, it was all like Jesus music. And
Well, if we're going to brag about holidays you're responsible for, you should go ahead and throw in Easter with that. Like, it's a weird flex to me that you want to talk about, well, Christmas music was going to suck because they only sung about Jesus, but now because of us Jews, we sing about white Christmas. You know, we got the reindeer, we got the sleighs, the Santa Claus, we got the whole thing. Like, we literally took Jesus out of Christmas music and made it good and iconic. Like, this is what you're saying out loud, and it's weird to me how Christians will follow this conversation up with going, oh my God, Jews were responsible for white Christmas? This is so good. Like, my kids love Christmas songs now. Like, yeah, keep flexing. Keep flexing. It's a weird conversation to have out loud and publicly. Like, yeah, we killed Jesus again.
If it wasn't for us Jews, there wouldn't be Christmas the way.
So, them folk, I don't even know what fucking TV show the shit is, bro. But she said what she said. She meant what she said. And that doesn't make me an anti-Semanti for her saying what she said. All I did was provide the footage for you to see. You know, these people altered and orchestrated that holiday and its celebrations, as she just admitted and stated. These people are demons, y'all. They're demons walking around and they're pretending like they're not. Not only are they doing that, but they're doing this as well. I'm gonna play this clip.
What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Yo, come on, yo. I'm gonna knock the music. They put, oh my lord. Yeah, and this is all what it goes back to. See, y'all, and I say y'all, you know, I know brothers and sisters, I know y'all listen, right? But the people of this world, that's mainly what I mean when I say y'all. Don't take offense when I say y'all, unless you're bullshitting and it applies to you. The people of this world don't really realize the demonic and unholy intentions behind Esau, Edom, and Amalek whenever they do these things that they do in the world. They don't set up these holidays just for fun. They don't give you these technologies and things to do in the world just for fun. These people have actual evil, wicked, left-hand side intent. These people are really poisoning you, really spying on you, really causing you to commit idolatry to ancient idols, and you think you're just buying an item. And the shit's named after a whole idol. There's a whole lot going on. And most people know little about it. And that's a big problem in Little China. There's another clip I was going to add with that. Where's that? Oh, right here. Bingo. I'll just add this with it, right?
CIA listen through our phones and laptop. Does the CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras? Yes. I hate to say it. There was a dramatic leak in 2017 that the CIA came to call the Vault 7 disclosures. Gigabytes worth of documents leaked by a CIA technology engineer. What he told us was that the CIA can intercept anything from anyone, number one. Number two, they can remotely take control of your car through the car's embedded computer. To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree, to make you kill yourself and make it look like an accident. They can take over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off. God knows what else that they can do that hasn't been leaked. Does the CIA listen through?
They can, you wonder why motherfuckers' cars be wrapping around poles. And he said it. He's former CIA agent. Whistleblowing. With them big glasses on. so you can see every bit of his eyes. And he told you straight up what they're capable of, y'all. These people, Esau, Edom, they're pulling a lot of strings in the shadows. And most people of the world, you genuinely believe that you're dealing with some good folk, and you're not. These people are pulling all kinds of strings from the shadows that your ass is, that the people of this world are completely unaware of, right? Psalms, let me just get that. Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. They do these wicked deeds in secrecy, in the shadows, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All these clandestine, meaning hidden evil, plots and plans that they have, y'all, manipulating your minds, poisoning your bodies, fucking you and everything over. The very thing. Here's the nigga favorite color is some nigga. Your favorite color ain't that because you like that color. Boy, you been brainwashed. God damn it. Every day and night dealing with this devil, man. And they've been getting away with it for a while. It's at the point now where, little clips like that go out blatantly. Well, then if that's the case, when that, after that clip was uploaded, everybody in the country was supposed to go get up and put in, I'll say all the real patriots, they were supposed to unite and go declare or either forcibly have the CIA disbanded. Right? But are these American citizens going to do that? No. But you know what they did go get up and watch? The next episode of I don't know what show's popular right now. That one show, that Love Island. Yeah. Yep. They went up and watched Love Island though. Hey, that's what empowers these devils to do these things in secret, is the willing ignorance of the populace. Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So these people work in the shadows to accomplish all these wicked plots, and they know that, their secrecy, it emboldens them to do more. And the average person is just unaware of these plots, and this shit affects all of us, y'all. And it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai that we've been able to make it. And so they can't put us down. They've been a trying, but the Lord's been giving us safety and protection. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakach honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwat, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.